I will have refresh.
Afternoon.
Okay. So we're going to take about 10 minutes, recap what we last week. Okay. Huh? This coming. Okay, so like I said, we are going to recap last week's work. Last week we would have done, what did we do last week again? I don't remember. Anybody could tell me? Who? Kim?
Good afternoon, Miss. Last week we did curtains, all right, and how to do the fancy curtain using doing pleats, all right, measuring that from the bottom up and then running the stitch through the pleat in order to get this fancy sort of scallop finish. That is for the kitchen curtain.
Right. Okay, that's what I want.
All right, and Miss, I have a.
No, don't deal with the problems yet. All right, that's a wait. Don't deal with problems yet. Okay. Kim.
It's not
right?
a problem, Miss.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a request to make because I have a young child and she's always up and about. I did my towels. So if at any point in time I could just show it to you, I would like to switch over to video so I could show you the towel, the linen, the bath linen, sorry, that I did. If time permits, right?
Do it one time and you can also your kitchen one time.
Yes. Well, the kitchen curtain, that I have a question with. But the let me see, I don't know how to change this. I don't know if you see it. So this is the rag, all right?
Okay.
And this is the bath towel. Okay. And the hand towel. And this here is the
towel.
Bath towel. One thing I came upon though, don't buy cheap towels because I bought a $75 towel at UP's and I came up with the problem in that where the little bone is, it sort of kept in. So I couldn't get, meaning like it wasn't like a straight edge. It had a little sink on some of the sides now.
Okay,
so
okay.
I didn't get a perfect edge. I had to actually pull the cloth inside a little bit in order to get a straight edge. Okay. And I felt it with the towel. It wasn't the it was just a towel because it wasn't like really straight. It had a little bend where the where this middle thing right here on the end of all the parts were not as straight as this one. It had a slight, imperfection. Right, so I had to just adjust it there. And I have a question. And I don't know if I could just run my kitchen curtain question one time. What happened is I bought this material for my kitchen curtain. Okay. Okay. I haven't sewn it yet, but my husband have a special request. He said he'd like to see the same pattern on the other side. So instead of lining it with white, I wanted to know if I could use a fusible web to make it the same pattern. So instead of lining it with the faux silk, where to say neighbors will see white, the special request is that he would prefer to see the same thing on the inside, on the outside.
No problem, once you have enough fabric.
Yes, I do have enough. Okay,
well, go ahead, yeah. There's not a problem.
Okay, use the fusible web or just do it the same way?
No, the same way.
Perfect, thank you so much. I just wanted to know that. Thanks a lot.
Okay, next person. Melissa. Anne-Marie Cockburn.
Yes, hi, Miss. Good day. I just have one question for you. Why every time we have class, you have these fancy little things in the background to tantalize our eyes? Yes, that very pretty black. I agree. I agree. Right? They must not do these things when we are at the stage.
All right, any more show and tell?
Yes, yes.
May I go ahead?
Go ahead.
How to do it?
Are you there? You there? Okay.
Yes. Are you seeing my bad towel, miss?
Yes, I am.
Okay. This is the rag.
Very nice.
And
This is Yuna.
it is.
Okay, right. That fabric look familiar.
Yes, it is.
Nice. Very nice, Yuna.
Okay.
Right. Great. Great job.
Bad towel. Thank you.
Did you do kitchen one time as you did?
No, miss. No, not as yet.
Okay, no problem. Great job.
Okay.
All right, next person. Latoya, Natoya. Latoya. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Miss. Hear me?
Right.
Okay, so this is the bottom piece of the
Right. You're breaking up a bit, Latoya.
That's good.
You're breaking up. We're not hearing you. Right.
Right. So this is the bottom part.
Right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then I attempted the top, so I have it hanging on a
Okay.
this is the top part. So
Nice.
instead of putting the plain color to the bottom, I put it to the top.
Okay. Very nice. I'm glad you all didn't do exactly what I did and you improvised. I'm very glad. Very nice. Beautiful. Anyone else? Okay, we probably only take one more person.
Yes, miss. Good day.
Okay.
All right. I did this is the top for the kitchen curtain.
Excuse me.
It.
All right. Yes, I'm seeing it.
Improvise because the cloth wasn't enough, so I had to improvise with that.
Oh,
and this is the, I don't know if you're seeing, but this is the bottom of the kitchen curtain. You're seeing it good?
Not too good.
I think it having some glare just now.
Not light? Right. Oh, okay. All right, there isn't bad. Right. Okay.
Right, and I attempted the other one, but I have a little error. I think the cloth wasn't so straight.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one with the, so I need to fix the error because there's an unevenness on one side here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I tried this one. That is the top for the other one I just showed. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Nice. I know I can't see everybody's own, but I trust that you all did great jobs. Okay, but today, because we have a lot of things to do, I don't want to stay too much on homework, okay? Nice. So, with that being said, we're going to go on to today. Today, we're doing panels again. This time, panels with style. Meaning, okay, so like in a sense, you just hung your Christmas curtain or Easter curtain, and you want to put something silver, but don't want the regular curtains. But you don't want the regular curtains, so you do something extra on your panels. So I'm going to show you 3 different styles, okay? Now the first one is sort of like the one over my head, sort of like that one there. It's sort of like that one, right? Mhm. Yeah. No, somebody come. Right? It's sort of like this one. These are called tabs. Okay? And this one is called recorded heading. You're going to learn to do this one today. And then you're going to learn to do this one. Okay? All right, so you have 3 panels with styles. You know, you're not going to get the bottom of this. It's going to be in a panel version, okay? Nice. So I'm going to start with tabs. I'm going to start with tabs. We're going to start with tabs and move on from there, right? So let me just show you. All right, so now remember in your material list, I told you all to buy like 3 yards of fabric. So one of the 3 yards is you're gonna use it for this top one, right? And you all give me a second, please. I excuse Miss Rose, you can stop the recording for 2 minutes, please. Now, put on the couch somewhere. You could use a piece of sample fabric, okay? Or if you want to do this for your regular panels, you use your 2.5 yards, right? So you do your sides and you do your hem. Okay? You do your hem. Now for the top, let me show here. This is the right side of the fabric, and I just fold it down, okay? This space here is 4 inches. Using 4 inches to fold down. Now you're folding it backwards. So let me unpin this. I started doing it so that I wouldn't have to stay long on one. So this is the right side of the fabric here. This is the wrong side. You're gonna hem your sides and the bottom like normal, and then fold backwards 4 inches and pin, okay? Now, while you're doing that, along the fabric, along your curtain, right, you're pinning all the way down, right? See it? You're pinning 4 inches and you can press. You're going to make up your tabs, okay? The width of the strip is about 7. The width of the strip is 6, okay? And you could probably cut like 36 inches or more, according to how many tabs you need. You have to do your own calculations, because the length of one tab is 10 inches. This is 10 inches long. If you want 7 tabs, that's 70 inches. That's about 2 yards in length, okay? So I'm going over slowly one more time. Somebody's mic is on. Okay, so you hem your sides, you hem the bottom, and when you reach the top, you fold over 4 inches. Okay, so that way you're going to see the wrong side of the fabric over. Then you cut your strips based on how many you need. The width is 6 by, let's say, about 2 yards, or you could cut across. So let's say you have sheeting fabric, you just cut the 90 inches by 6 inches. You sew your tunnel, your loop, your long, and turn over, then cut them in the pieces that you want. Okay? Now I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do this tab. Okay? One using buttons, one using rings or bling, I call it bling, and one to tie. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to put on the one that buttons. So on one end, you shape it. This is the one for the button. You shape it and you put the buttonhole on the pointy part here. Now this raw edge, this one is going to go into the seam. Okay, so you can probably unpin one end, right? There's a seam. You don't want the seam to be on your right side. So you're putting it in here in the crease and pin away 4 inches. Okay? Okay. I'm going to slow the camera down so you can see. Right. Okay. Right. So that's the one with the buttons. You only put in one side, only one side, and even the part out with the buttons. Okay. Side with the raw edge goes in. And it's sandwiched with the fold. Okay? Nice. We're going to go on to the one to tie. So you need 2 pieces. Now I am using fabric. You could use ribbons if you like, or something else. I am using the same piece of fabric, right? So again, you sandwich it, but you put it right side to right side. Right? Put it down together. And you sandwich it inside. I'm going to tell you about the spacing in a little bit because I know you're going to ask me about the spacing. I am just doing 3 different circles. So I'm just putting 1 in the middle and 2 on either ends. Okay? And you see that? You lift it up, and you push it up in the corner, and you pin it back. And then the last one is where I'm going to put my bling. So this is one strip, the 10-inch strip. Notice the edges are raw. Right? You put it together right, wrong sides. The join inside and the open and the place inside. Okay?
Does the edge of the towel jam on the pressing for the rod holders for the rod holder?
Okay, so now we're gonna go on the machine. All right, hold your questions until after, please, okay? Because when you ask questions now, you miss out on what I'm doing. Okay, so now we're gonna go on the machine and stitch. So this is what it's looking like. This is the right side of the fabric. This is the right side of the fabric. Okay, and all your tabs are under. It's pushed straight up here. If you pass your hand here, you're gonna feel it. That's one. This is the next one up here. Straight up. It is straight up. And it's also straight up. Okay? And we're gonna stitch down. It's about 1/2 inch. Always check your machine to make sure it's on your straight stitch. Right. So I just ran my stitch to hold on the tabs. Okay, this was just to hold on the tabs. Okay, you see that there? So if I remove the pins, all right, this is what you're supposed to see. All right, this is the one for the button. Okay, so it can't come out. All right. Nice. So I remove my pins now. And we're going to secure the back of the rod pocket or the back of the header. Okay, and then we're going to add our stitch. All right, so I'm going to just fold down fringe. Let me just neaten here. Now each step you should neaten and press. Because of time, I can't show you how to press right now. So, okay. Nice. This fabric has lines, so it's a bit easy for me to maneuver. But if your fabric doesn't have lines, please press while you go along the way. Right. Right, you're stitching all the way down. Right, and we're going all the way down. Trimming off whatever threads you have. Some people wait until the entire thing is finished. I like to clip in between. Right, and we're done. Sometimes you end up with a little extra here. What you do is pull down here and ease it in. Right? This happens sometimes when you're making headers and hems. Right. So this is where the fun begins here with this now. Let me just push aside the sewing machine. And I'm going to show you 3 different styles. So these are technically 3 panels I'm showing you here, right? 3 different styles to do your tabs. So this is the right side. Okay. So actually I made a mistake with this one. This one was supposed to turn the other way around. So that when it comes over and you put the buttons, so I have some pretty buttons here. All right, so I have some buttons that's going to go on it. You could put whatever buttons you like. And that's, you know, okay, whatever buttons you like. So, but this one, you put the button on the curtain itself so that when you stitch it on, it comes through here. Okay, so that's for this one. I'm just gonna pin down this button here. Here, this button goes here. And I'm gonna cut out my buttonhole. Right. This is nice, the buttonhole idea, like you have a son's room, more males, I'm not saying that it's not good for females, but you know, it gives us a more masculine look. I think, I could be wrong, you know, you could put it in a child's room, a girl's room, but I like it for like males. Like you have a brother wants you to do some curtains for him. This would be a nice look for him, right? So that's one with the button, okay? Then we have the simple one with the two. You just tie. Simple. This one is just simple. And this goes, the rod goes through this. Okay, simple. And then the last one, you can leave this way, or you can make a decorative ring. Right, you can leave it this way, or you can make a decorative ring like I do. This is a simple empty foil roll, right? Empty foil roll that I just put some bling on. So you can leave it this way, hang it up, or you can add some bling. Right? And that's how it looks there. So you have 3 styles. All right, so we have this one. I get this one, which is the bling or basic, the basic tabs. Or you can add bling to it. Right? And just, you know, cute it up because it's a regular curtain panels you want to do, so you could do it. Or you tie, you could use ribbon. I'm using the same fabric. Okay. Okay. Or you have the button style. Okay. All right. So now I'm taking questions on the tabs. Okay, any questions on the tabs that you don't understand? 2 minutes on the tabs and we're moving on to another one.
Hi, Miss. Can we use that tab for the kitchen curtain to the bottom?
Okay, let me make a broad statement. You could do any style of curtain anywhere. Anywhere you want it. Long time, to me, people used to restrict different styles for different rooms. You could anywhere. Your home is your castle. And anywhere you want to put your curtain, whatever style, it's up to you. Okay? Nice.
How far apart we place on the tab?
Someone?
How far apart? Camila fell asleep. How far apart?
Nice. So most of the times your curtain panel is about 56 inches wide because there's no longer 60, not even 56. You're getting fabric 54 inches now. 56 inches now. So by the time you hem the size as, let's say 52, you need to decide how many tabs and how many to determine the spacing. Again, how many tabs you put will determine the spacing. You could put, but some people put it really close, like about 1 inch apart. Some people put it 3 inches apart. It depends on your style. If you go up on Pinterest, you use different tabs. Patterns, where they use different spacing. It is all dependent on you. Like for this spacing here, I did one in the middle. Remember, I did one in the middle and one at the side. So here I could probably fit 2 more. I could probably fit 2 more here. But it all depends on the width of your fabric. You will have to decide how wide you want your tabs. But just make sure the spacing is equal. Okay? Any other question on tabs?
That's how wide the tabs are. What is the width?
Okay. The width of the tab this way, right?
Yes.
This is 6 inches wide. If when you finish, you find it's too wide or it's too narrow, it's up to you. But this is basically the standard. What I'm showing you is that width. The one that's tying, remember, I use the same 6. What I did, I made a whole long strip and I just cut it in pieces. Now the one that's tying, you could use ribbon. You can use ribbon if you like. All right, but if you're using itself, it's the same thing. You can probably use it thinner, but this is standard, 6 inches wide. By the time you're stitching half inch, you're getting 5 inches. Okay? Hope I answered that question correctly for you all. Any other question before we go on to the next one?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss, you could just, hi, good evening, Keisha here. You could just show us the process of how you come across doing the tabs, like how you fold the material and stuff like that.
What is the length of
Okay,
the tabs, Miss?
What is the length of the tabs? You all just came across? Huh? Because I think I said that in the beginning. All right, so let me go over one more time. Now, you know, you all can get to see this video tomorrow, right? So, length of the tab, I already showing all already. The length of the tab, let me unbutton this one. So, Keisha wanted to know how we come about the tabs. So, again, you have to know the length of your rod, from your rod to the ground. Okay, now this rod, this tab, can go short or long. It depends on your length preference. Okay, Keisha? So if you want it for the floor, you measure from rod to the floor. And you add 4 inches by 2 inches for your hem. Okay? This I did a show just to show you all this, right? You can use this in your bedroom if you're doing this for your bedroom. It doesn't have to go down to the ground. Living room, of course, will have to go down to the ground. Kitchen, somebody asked if you can use it in the kitchen. Yes, you can. But you have to measure from the rod to where you want it. Now, remember, you have to also add, take into consideration this here, because the rod goes here. All right? So actually, you're counting from your rod up here to where you want the end of your curtain to meet. Okay?
Okay, but Miss Sarah, what I really wanted to know is how you fold the cloth to make the tab, to actually hold the cloth and fold it into sew it, to actually sew the tab itself.
I explained that before. I can't even show you it again. You just came in class because I explained that already.
No, I will say from the beginning.
But okay, all right. So I'll have to, okay. I already stitched it. I did mention that part before. Okay, so this is one I'm going to do for something else for you all. So the 4 inches, remember you hem the sides, you hem the bottom, and you have the top row. You fold over on the right side, 4 inches.
Excuse. I feel she wants to know exactly the tabs that you make.
Yes, how you make
it, not how you put them in. She wants to know exactly like this, when you cut it to the 6 inches and the 10 inches in length, when you fold it and sew it to get it to that shape. That is what she wants to know.
Yes. To do the cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a strip of fabric. Okay. Let me see how wide this one is. All right, this is 5.5. So you're cutting about 72 inches will give you 7 tabs at 10 inches, right? So you take your long strip, you fold it in 2, and you stitch 1/4 inch. I didn't think I had to go through this part because it's just like a belt, or my apologies, right? So it's just like a belt or something that you're making. So this is 6 inches wide by about 72 inches. Like I said, you'll get 7 tabs. 7 tabs is probably enough for 1 curtain. You fold it in 2 on the right side and you stitch 1/4 inch down. You turn it over. No, you don't turn it over yet. For the one for the button, you cut your pieces. When you stitch, let me just stitch this one here. Tread on this, please. Nice. I'm not stitching the entire thing because the rest is more or less straightforward. So you stitch straight down, right? You stitch straight down. Now, if you're doing the regular tab with the bling, you just cut it 10 inches and turn over. The one to tie, you cut it 10 inches and turn over. The one with the buttonhole, what you do, Keisha, is you center this, you mark off a slanted line, and you just stitch here and then turn over. And then you put on your buttonhole. Did I answer all the questions there? Again?
Yes, Miss Tan.
You stitch your 1/4 inch, okay? For the regular tabs or bling, you just cut your piece and turn over. For the one to tie, you just cut your piece and turn over. The only one that's different is the one with the buttonholes. You center. You make your slant. Don't have a pen here with me or a tailor straw. You slant your lines. You slant your line to however deep you want it. Okay? And then you turn it over. Okay? Did I answer that question there?
Yes, Miss Tan.
You're welcome.
Will you be teaching us to make those buttonholes?
Second?
You'll be teaching us how to make the buttonholes.
Okay, so not really. If we have time this afternoon, I'll teach you. But your machine, let me show you this on your machine. To all of you that have machines like this, or somewhat, right? Your machine somewhere always has a buttonhole guide, right? It has, most of the time there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All you do over the weekend or tomorrow is practice on a piece of fabric. It goes 1, let me see, where am I? 1, 2. This one is either 3 or the next one is 4. Okay? I may not have time to show you how to do a buttonhole today. I'm sorry. Okay? That is something you need to do on your own. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Nice, good afternoon. 2 quick questions. Unlike the one for the tie-in, that you tie in, like how you stitch the button, the one with the buttonhole, you stitch that from the end. The one with the tie-in, you folded the fabric into the strip, the tab. The one with the buttonhole, right? And the basic one, you stitch from the end, from one end of your tab. The one with what is making the tie? Yes, like how you have that there, right? Like you strip the... Right, so that is folded in 2. That's the one strip folded in 2 and then stitch?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, right. Let me go over this again.
Yeah, I understand that. What I want to know, the one with the buttonhole, is the one with the buttonhole folded as well? Before it's stitched? Yeah. The one with the buttonhole. Is that folded as well?
Okay, listen to me, right? Starts off like this. Like a strip of fabric, everyone starts off like this.
Yeah, I get that.
You fold it in 2. Straight down. I just did not stitch straight down because this fabric is not flat.
Yeah, I get that.
You cut your pieces 10, 10, 10, going down. You cut all, right?
Yep.
Each one, you center.
And
your slant line.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
All right? But you're putting one under, only one side you're putting under, so that the other one stays out.
Right. That is what I'm asking, right? So, but the one with the tie now, is it one end going under as well? It's the same way?
No, you're using 2 pieces.
Okay. Right. Okay. I get you.
So they have to be 2 so that you can tie it.
Right. I get you. No, I thought it was the 110-inch, and you just folded it in 2. So no, it's two 10-inch pieces.
What will be too short to do this? You can't tie this.
Right. Okay. And miss, those tab curtains, were they meant to just open out straight, or they the house gathers?
Yes, it's meant to have gathers.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
You're welcome. Someone is asking if you get handouts on these. No, I did not prepare handouts for these. You can go over your recording tomorrow and take your notes, okay? Right, so we're moving on. It is, yes, my dear?
Marcia, yeah, I didn't get how much yards you say per panel. How much yards of cloth per panel?
How much yards of cloth? Okay, so that's why I explained. It depends on the length of curtain that you want. If it's floor length, you have to measure your rod. I keep saying that you have to measure your rod. Now, people tell you you need 2.5 lengths for a panel. But if your window is higher, then you need more than 2.5. I don't want to tell you 2.5 yards. You have to measure your rod. Okay, I don't want to, but the standard amount of fabric used for a curtain panel is 2.5 yards, right? But it depends on your rod. Okay? When you measure that length, you cater to hem, and you cater to turn down here 4 inches, plus your 10 inches here, or 5, for when you fold over your tab. Okay? Me telling you, I could tell you, see, I could tell you, girl, buy 2.5 yards, that will be enough. But what if your window is longer? What if your window is shorter? It's going to be dragging on the ground. Okay, so you have to measure from your rod to the ground, or to the windowsill, or to wherever you want it. Okay? And that goes to all the different stands, because I know you're going to ask me how much for this panel. The next one we're going to do, I use 3 yards for it. Okay, that's the next one that we're going to do. Okay, so can we, it's 10 to 5. Can we go on to the other one, please?
Yes, please,
everybody?
Miss. Yes, please.
Yes, Miss, please, thanks.
Yes, Miss.
All right, so we're going to go on to this one here. Okay, we're going to go to this one. Someone asked me if this is the one that has the rod pocket in the middle and the sleeve. That is called a sleeve valance. At least when I was training, it's called a sleeve valance. This is called the corded header. Corded header, because we're dealing with the header here. Okay, I don't want to take it down, but if you look closely, you still have your header like a normal curtain. Remember, today is all about curtain with style. So this is your regular
Excuse
curtain
me, freeze up. Okay, on freeze, thanks.
Right. So this is your regular curtain panel. So let me tell you how much you're using for this one. Whatever you get for your length from your rod to the ground or wherever you want it, you're adding 7 inches to the top. 9 inches to the top. Let me measure this here. I hope while I'm teaching, you all have a pen and paper and writing down. Right? You measure 8 inches, you add 8 inches. So let's say from my rod to the ground is 87 inches, right? It's 87 inches plus 8. So your length of your curtain plus 8 for your header plus 2 for your hem. So whatever your length of curtain will be, add 10 inches to it. Okay? Any questions with that so far?
No, miss.
Right. So for this also you need a contrasting color. So my contrasting color was blue. Okay. This contrasting color is yellow. So if this is the front of your curtain, if you're doing whatever you're doing in front of your curtain is this, you get a contrasting color and pull out another color. So if you watch, I did black and silver, yellow inside, but solid on the rim, right? You all see that is solid on the rim, solid black on the rim. Okay, so what I did with this one, the pattern is yellow and blue with brown on it. So I did a blue contrasting color, and the piping goes brown. Now, I don't want you to go and buy fabric. This is extra fabric that I had, all right? So you can see if you can get either buyers binding work, or if you have extra fabric from something, a plain color, most of the time, to contrast. So you see I have a pattern here with yellow and blue and brown. I use blue as the backing and brown as the cording. How much do you need? It goes to the width of the fabric. Okay, this piece here is 45 inches. Like I said, most fabric comes at 54 inches, 56 inches. So you get your lining same width also. And your piece for your piping, same 56 inches, okay? Any questions there so far? Okay, so we're going on. Now, when you start this one, I started it so it wouldn't take much time with it. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, right? You're going to take, let me show you this end. Let me just report a bit. All right, so the contrasting color could be about 1.5 inches, and you fold it in two. Again, your contrasted color could be 1.5 inches by the 56 or how much ever you have to have, okay? You're folding it in two. And you're sandwiching it between your main color and your contrasting color with the right side inside, okay? Because when you turn over, you want to see the right side. All right. Now I started at this end. I started at this end here. So I measured down my 8 inches. I measured from the top, the 8 inches. Okay. And I put 2 pins. These 2 pins will indicate my rod pocket space. Okay. So from the end here, you measure down 8 inches and put a pin or a mark. And then you put another mark here, which will indicate your rod pocket space. All right. Now you're going to ask me how much this is. This can come 1.5 inches wide, or I think it's Ezra or somebody has a very big rod. I don't know if it's throughout the whole house. It depends on the size of the rod. The standard amount is 1.5 inches here. Okay. This is a little more than this is 1.75 inches here, right? But you could do 1.5 inches. This is 1.5 inches here, right? Nice. So in total, the back piece here, the blue piece, could be 13 inches. So your contrasting color, you just need a 13-inch piece of fabric here. Okay? Let me turn that there. All right. So you have 8 inches from the top, 1.5 inches space for your rod pocket, and the extra is just the hem under to neaten it. Okay? So now here, your sandwich, I already stitched mine, okay? So you would have started, I don't want to rip this out, you know. You sandwich it like here, like what I showed you here, right? On the other end that you're going to start first, I want you to turn this over and run a stitch so that it will become closed like this, okay? It will become closed like this and not have an opening on one end. On the other end here, let me turn this over and show you what I mean. So when I'm ready to turn this over, right, okay, this has no opening. Okay, this is sealed. How I sealed it, I turned it backwards. So if this was meant to be this way, you turned it backwards and just run a stitch here. Okay, and turn it over, but only on this end, on the beginning, the end that you're going to start with first. The other end, you just fold in and fold in half. Again, the end of it, you just fold in and fold in half. The beginning, you turn over, camera freeze. You turn over and stitch. Turn it back and then sandwich it between the two pieces of fabric. Okay? I'm going to turn it on the blue side so you can see the thread. So I started from by the pin. Okay? You start from the pin. You stitch up. You pivot your needle, turn and come down, stitching. You stitch in until you reach the next end. I'm showing you in the blue thread. Okay? So make sure you keep this here. All right? So reach down to the end. Okay? All right? And you will feel here where the fabric finished. And you put a pin, right, to indicate where to stop. Okay? And then you stitch downward, just like the other side, to 8 inches. All right, so I'm going to go on the machine and show you this part. Let me just measure my 8 inches down. All right, I'll put my 2 pins. All right, so I'm going to finish it off here. All right. Now, how much seam allowance you're leaving? You can leave about 1/2 to 3/4. If you fold 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches down, you're getting 3/4. So you're just stitching 1/2 inch. So you have 1/4 inch to put in what's supposed to go in. I'm not going to tell you what's going in yet. Let me just do this part here, right? All right. What you have to use will only cost you about 75 cents per yard. And it's available at Radical Trading. I'm not sure of other places that carry it. I'll show you it in a bit. Right, so I put down, I felt here, this is where the piping finishes. I put the needle down, turn, and I'm going towards where the pin is here. Okay? Right. This is called mitering your corners. Why you do this? So that when you turn over, you don't get a bulky corner. Right, you do it on both sides. Okay, right. So when you turn over, right. So here now, under the needle, all right, so you have the two pins here. The one, this is the first one that you would have stitched, right? You're going to the second one now. And you're going to stitch down to wherever your okay, so I stitched down, oh, the video freeze. Okay. Right. Okay, so you're stitching. You're stitching. So the top part is stitching up to the first pin. And then from the second pin, you stitch down. And you fold it up like about a 1/2 inch of the raw edge. Okay? And stop here. Again, when you stitch all the way across, catching the piping, you come down to the first pin, you back stitch, and then from the second pin, you stitch all the way down to your fabric. I have really extra fabric, you don't need this much, right? You fold up a bit, so that when it turns over, it will catch, okay? Nice. So I'm going to take out my pins and turn over. But before I do that, I have to do the other side and turn over. All right. So now that we have this, we turn it over. And this is what it looks like. These things here, so you can see. Freeze. Freeze. I don't know what's happening, but it's freeze. Right, okay. Right, the back one. All right, so just bear with us, please. I don't know what's happening with the Wi-Fi. Okay, nice. So this is how it looks. Okay, so you have the right side, look over there, the right side, the wrong side, and your piping. Okay, I have my space for my hole. See my fingers in the space there, right? This is for the rod pockets. Nice. So we have 3 more stitches to make. All right, so feel for your hole where the rod pocket entrance is. Right, you can put back your pins because you turn it over now. Right. And measure from the yellow to where the pin reaches. So now I have 7 inches, okay? Because I would have stitched up here. I now have 7.5 inches, sorry. All right, so I'm going to stitch 7.5 inches down. Again, I have lines, so it's easy for me to follow. But I suggest you get a chalk and mark your line down before stitch. Right, when you're pinning down, make sure you iron and then continue to stitch. Don't worry, remember you can always go back tomorrow and look over the video. But I hope you're taking your notes right now. Okay, find back the other side that has the hole and you stitch. Right, that's one stitch. You start over again. You find the other side of the hole, right? The other side. You're going to stitch the other side of the hole now, okay? All right, we go to the next side of the hole. All right, so you have this so far. I'm showing it on the blue side so you can see the thread. Okay, yeah? All right, so this is what we have so far. We have a good way to go still. All right, I want you to keep with me, don't fall asleep yet. All right, and you stitch. Now we're going to neaten the back. How are we going to neaten the back? Remember we went down. Let me start from on this side. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the side now. So you're folding your sides. Right? You're going to stitch your sides now, okay? I did not stitch the side like before. I'm doing it now, okay? For this one, you don't stitch your sides first. You stitch your sides after you do the header. I'm going to say that again. This one, you don't stitch your sides first. You stitch your header first and then your sides. Now I know you're watching me doing this freehand. I need you all to pin your sides and iron it down and then stitch. Okay? Pin your sides, iron down, and then stitch. I've been doing this for a long while now, so I could, you know, I know what an inch and a half or how much it feels like. All right, so this is a shortcut I'm showing you here. Shortcuts are good. This is a good shortcut. All right, just to save time, just want to show you all this. All right, so I fold up one time, stitch, pivots, you back stitch. Just for the sake of time with me, I'm just doing this one time, right? 2 inches, you fold in. This is the hem. Right, 2 inches, you fold in, you press. Right, 2 inches, fold in, stitch. Two inches, again, fold in, and you stitch. Right, when you reach to the end, almost to the end, you fold in your amount, you fold your 2 inches. These are little tricks of the trade. Nothing is wrong with some shortcuts that once it looks good, right? Back stitch, in space there, right. So when you turn, I end up on my side seam and go up. Okay, almost done. After this, I have one more stitch, and then we're going to put in the something that makes the pattern curve. All right. This is an inexpensive, beautiful curtain that you can make. It takes a little longer than your regular curtain panel. But it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It's beautiful. And the wider the fabric, the better. But I'm showing you now just on this here. Right, so now that you ended up back here, right? You're gonna end up right back on top here, and you're making one stitch. All right, so now you're gonna lift up, pivot your machine, pivot your fabric, sorry, not the machine, and you're gonna hem down this piece that you had here. Right, sending in whatever you have. I remember saying it could be about 13 inches to cater for the rod pocket and your extra for the header. It might be a little cumbersome to go in here. I don't usually use a domestic machine, so it's a bit cumbersome for me today. But like I tell my clients or my trainees, we make cloth, cloth didn't make us. So we can't let the fabric rule us. Right? You handle your fabric. Don't let the fabric handle you. Right, and we're done. All right, so we're done with this one. Now comes the pretty part. Clean up all your threads before you get excited. And what? I want to see it done. Trim off all your threads and stuff, right? Okay, so this is what it looks like. Simpler. All right, simpler. Now comes the fun part. Now, my camera is on the, you're using this. This is a foam cord. This is a foam cord. I'm seeing it. Right? It comes on a roll like this. I'll show you there. On a roll like this. I bought the whole roll because I know I have work to do. But you could just ask for 10 yards or how much ever. This is by Rahman. This is 75 cents a yard. Okay? It's foamy. It's like a hard kind of plastic foam kind of something. All right? And this is what we're going to do. Now there is a part that was open. You're gonna push the, you're just gonna feed it into it. Now you can imagine if this is wider. Wow. This stops at, right? When you reach down to the end, this is why I told you you have to close off one end, right? Because it can't go any further. When you push down, all right, just a second, Sandra, I'll take a question, just a second, right? Right, you push down till you can't push anymore. Then you cut, you push down even more. You take a needle and thread that isn't threaded, Let me just thread my needle. Sandra, go ahead with the question so far.
Yes, miss. What's the name of the cord called?
It is called, it's called foam cording. You get it by Radical Trading. It's used for upholstery. I call it foam cording. Once you go in by Radical Trading, I don't know who else has this. I usually get my Radical Trading. If anybody in the class knows where else they can get it, this is the cord that you put in upholstery, like when you make those cushions and you feel the cording that's stiff in it. That is what
Kenleys also sell it.
Right, Kenleys into the Center of Excellence, the back of Center of Excellence.
Okay, thanks, man.
People in town could get by ABC.
People in town, okay, right. Or Radical Trading too, there's also Radical Trading in Spain, Shogunas.
On Henry Street.
Okay. I know it's 75 cents worth. I don't know if it's more. It's more by me. It's $1 by me.
Okay, thanks, miss.
You're welcome. How much to buy? Because I know that question coming. How much to buy? It depends on the width of the fabric. So like I said, 50 something inches is 1.25 yards. No, 1.5 yards. So for each panel, it might take you 1.5 yards. Lord, I'm trying to thread a needle here. I want to show you the thing. Wow. Okay. So when you finish here, you take your needle and thread and you whip it close. Please use the same color thread that the piping is. Okay? And when you put it on the rod, this is what you're going to get. Okay? If I open up this here, if you look, right? See? There's one straight piece of cloth. All right, you see it? Y'all seeing it there? Right? So when you push.
Yes, miss.
Right. Now this can be used. This was a kitchen curtain idea that I had that I was doing. Right? You could use it for your panels or for your kitchen curtain, because I know the question coming. But for the kitchen panels, woo, I suggest you use wide fabric, meaning like if you buy 3 yards or something cheap, remember how I showed you to cut down the middle of the 3 yards? You could use it for your kitchen panels. Okay? Any questions on this pretty little one that you all were asking for?
Miss Haggerty? Yes, Miss, how the bottom shape different?
That's because
it's cut different.
And this is a kitchen curtain. You're not listening to me. I'm getting mesmerized with the curtain. This was a kitchen idea that I had. This is a panel. I'm showing you panels. All right?
Okay, cool. Thanks.
We're dealing with the top. We're dealing with the top. Don't study the bottom. We're dealing with the top. Okay?
But that could work as a balance too.
Yes. Yes, it can. Okay? But today I'm
Thanks very
showing you.
Thanks
Today
very
I'm
much.
showing you in respect to panels. So imagine you put 4 of this in your curtain window. Whoa, beautiful. And this fabric could use on the wrong side. So the wrong side is silver with black dots. So if I had more, I could have done like black on the sides, the silver in the middle, and black on the next side, you know? But today, yes, you can use this as a balance. Yes, you can use it for your kitchen. Yes, you can use it anywhere else. But today I'm showing you how you can do it on your panels. Remember I said in the beginning, like you take down your Christmas curtains, right? You take down your Christmas curtains and you want something just regular, everyday curtain. This is the new everyday curtain in my store. This is how I do regular curtains. And the next one I'm going to show you. The 3 styles are what I call regular curtains at my store. Okay?
Hi, Mr. Day.
Hi, hi.
Hi, what I wanted to find out, in the material list, they have 6 yards of fabric, right? You're breaking it down 3 by 3, 3 yards of something and 3 yards of probably plain and 3 yards of pattern or something.
All right, so what you can do, keep 1 of the 3 yards. All right, so the 6 yards, you cut it in half. The 3 yards, you keep it 1 3 yards for what we're going to do next. And the next 2, you can cut it in 2 and make this one and the tabs.
Repeat, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you can cut it in half to make 3 and 3. Using 1 of the 3 yards to do what we're going to do next.
What you're going to do next, right?
On the next 3 yards, you can cut it in 2 and you have 1.5 and 1.5.
Right.
Yeah? And the first.
Okay, so the 6 yards is one kind of cloth, one pattern of cloth or one plain piece of cloth.
This one you'll have to get contrasting material.
Right, which is the one that you just did, yeah.
You'll have to get contrasting material. Even
Okay,
the one with the tab, you could probably either use the same material. You can either use the same material or you could do something else in the cards.
Okay, miss.
Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me, Alicia Coyer. A quick question. I didn't remember hearing how much inches the contrasting color is from top to the bottom.
15.
15.
1 3, 1 3, 1
All right.
2. Mine
Thank
is
you,
a little. I think 13 can work, yeah. Or 14. Make it 14 inches because by the time I stitch the half on top and the half below, make it 14 inches, 1 4. Mine, this is what I had, so I use the whole thing instead of cutting it up. Right? But you could stop at 14 inches around here. Right? You can stop at 14 inches around here. Okay? Again, well, my needle giving me some trouble. So when you push in the cord, push it in till you see a curl, it's at the curl already. Okay? And then you just whip the ends, and that's your curtain. By the time you push it on, sometimes my client asks, I just have to do anything? No, just put it on the rod. Okay?
I missed what's the name of this style again?
People ask me questions, one at a time.
What's the name of the style again?
The corded header.
Thanks.
Right, corded header. This cord, yes?
The distance from the top, where the foam cord is, to where the rod pocket is how much space between there?
8 inches. I mean from
8,
here.
okay, I have the 8 written down. I just didn't know it was 4. Sorry.
From here to here? Yes,
Yeah.
8 inches.
It's
Then you
okay.
have
All right.
here.
Right.
Then the next make up your 14.
Okay.
Remember I said extra cloth. You could top up to here, which is about 14 inches.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, miss.
Extra cloth, so mine is longer.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. I have a
Mr.
client, she loves style, and she lines the whole back of the curtain. So you have that option too. Right? She likes with privacy. So she, like when she wants this done, she wants the whole back line.
Let's excuse.
Before we go into the last one. Yes, time to go on, 5:30. Okay, we're going on to the last one. Last one, Shahid, just help me put up the last one, please. That one. All right, so the last one is this one here. Hold all questions until after, please. All right, so this is curtain with style. Now this fabric here, let me just tell you about this before I go on. Right, okay? One, this is shade. I'm not going to show you that complicated version yet. Okay, let me just fix it up. All right, this is shade. Believe it or not, this is 2 yards here in width. Right? I bought like you know those fabric that is 120 and has this scallop at the bottom and stuff. I bought this and turned it the other way so I could get this poofiness on top. Okay? Now if you look up here, I did it also. This fabric was also 120 inches wide. All right. Sometimes you face, I went shopping yesterday and I didn't find I saw much of it. 120 share. I didn't find I saw much of it. So instead, what I did, I used 3 yards of fabric. So this is what I told you to keep the 3 yards of fabric for. Let me keep all your focus so you won't see anything else. Okay, I used 3 yards of fabric. This is a nice light fabric. Now, the fabric suitability for this curtain is something soft, right? Because you want this to be able to move. You can't see the one there, but the one on the door has it too. But because of this here, I couldn't get to pull up my curtain, okay? So this here, it has to be something soft. Something soft, fabric like what, miss? Like antique satin, the soft one. You can use crepe back satin. Now, crepe back satin is a dress fabric, but at the end of the day, fabric is fabric, and nobody is coming into your home to watch to see what fabric you use. As a matter of fact, let me take it back. There are some people who come into your house to watch what fabric you use, okay? But you get something soft. Model Life have some soft pattern fabric, like this, plastic classic, this classic definitely. It's reasonable. I haven't gone there yet. Yeah. Nice soft fabric. This, the last time I bought this fabric is soft and nice. By Model Life, I think I paid $15 a yard. You could try this too. You try it. Thank you. Right. So today I'm going to use a soft fabric that I have there. This fabric you're not going to get in the store. I had this since 1901. Okay, and we're going to use it. It's sort of sheer. You see me through it, right? So it's sort of sheer, but it's easy to handle. So I already went ahead and did the header. Now let me tell you about the header. Right? Let me take your notes. I already hemmed the sides and the bottom. The header, you're doing a single header, not a double header. Sorry, not a double header, a single header. So probably you can do the 2 inches going. You can probably do your 2 inches. That's turning about ½ inch. Because what happened, you want this to kind of hold kind of tight onto the pipe. This is not suitable for a string. You know, the long time string rods, it's not really suitable for this, right? You want to use a pipe. You want to use a pipe. This is conduit pipe. You want to use something like that so that it can stand up firm on this. So I already stitched the hem and the two sides, and this is 3 yards in fabric. Now I measured my window and I got 87 inches. Now from the hem, I'm gonna put it on this side so you can see. From the hem, you're gonna measure 87 inches.
Miss,
What is, I didn't hear what the person said. Right, you're going up, you're heading up to the header, right? Right, so my measuring tape has up to 80 is here, and then 87 inches. I'll make it 88, right? Okay. Right, so you see from the header, I have all this remaining, right? I have all this remaining. I want to show you how much I have remaining here. Right? This is the header, and this is all I have remaining here. This is the wrong side that you're looking at here. You're gonna take your header and whatever remaining and fold together. Right? And fold together. Again, the 88 from the hem made me stop here. I'm going to put the bottom of the header to where it stops and pin. All right, and I got, dun, 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 I got 7.5 inches, okay? So now we're gonna go on the machine. Now again, you can pin, but because of time, so you're pinning, you're 7 inches going down. I got 7, you may not get 7, okay? Why you may not get 7? Because it depends on the length of your curtain. Remember the back stitch, move your needle. All right. From the bottom, now I'm measuring 7 inches from the bottom stitch here, okay? 7 inches. And you're stitching on the same line that you would have made your header on. Okay, on the same line, I'm stitching on the same line I would have made my header on. Right, make sure you're neat.
Miss, what is the name of the style?
I call it the ruffled header.
Thank
When I
you.
looked at it, it didn't really have a name, so I came up with a name. It's ruffled, so I call it the ruffled header. And all these things you can find on Pinterest, you know. I found all these things because of how I have my business. I wanted every year that my clients have a different option. When coming, oh dear, the thread is finished. You want to see the thread finished? Tell me the thread finished. The thread is finished. Let me see if I have more thread in here. Hold on 2 seconds, the thread is finished. Anybody have questions in the meantime?
Yes, miss. Seeing that your thread is finished there, right? do you cut it and take out what you already sewed and start over?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
So that's well, this is something that I'm going to learn here now.
So what I do, I pull it up. I pull it up, the top thread. Let me see, you know, see what I'm doing. I pull up here until it reaches back to where I started and continue.
Okay, thank you very much.
Somebody asking something again?
A quick question. What's the width of the cloth?
What's the width of the fabric? The width of the play.
Yes, the width of the fabric.
You mean this way or the 3 yards?
Miss that way.
This fabric, the width of the fabric is the width of your fabric. This fabric, I told you, I had this fabric there since 1901.
Okay, miss. So like for the standard measurement, how much would you say to get that real ruffled look? For like a 36-inch story.
If you use your regular, you mightn't get it too much. You can do 2 panels in your curtain in your doorway to get it full. Or if you spot any fabric like what I was telling you up here, where I bought 120, the one that is behind me, I use 2 yards. 2 yards in 120. You understand what I mean by 120?
Yes, miss, I understand what you mean.
Now you could take a regular panel and join them up, like if you get fabric cheap. You know what is make this nice too? Is it taffeta and 4 silk? I did it last year in 4 silk, red 4 silk with gray inners. Woo, that looked really cool. 4 silk makes it nice. Taffeta is cheap by Motor Life. You could try that. I think it's like $9. So if you want to double it up, you could double it up. Or if you want to buy 120 wide fabric, you could buy a 120 wide fabric. It all depends on your pocket. Oh, I was supposed to tell you all about upcycling. My very first day, I spoke about upcycling. What is upcycling? This is reusing fabric, reusing curtains that you have. I have one student, I'm not calling any names, but I am very proud of her. She upcycles her curtains and creates her stuff. She might feel a little how to show you all, but watch me, good work. Really, really good work. You can upcycle your curtain. What? You can upcycle your work and use your old curtains. I don't want to say old curtains, use your used curtains. All right, so I'm finished 1 stitch and my thread is finished yet again. So let me do something and fill. So while I'm filling my thread, ask me another question. No more questions? Okay, no problem.
Miss.
Yes?
Miss, this is just information for the class. Jimmy Abood Factory Outlet have sale right now, so they could get material from as low as $4 a yard.
I was there yesterday. Do not go on that $4 table, please. Nice. I was there yesterday. Do not go on that $4 table. The fabric is DIRTY. Don't go
Miss,
there.
but they have other fabrics that are reasonable.
Yes,
where is the factory outlet?
Next to
right
Jimmy Abood.
next to Jimmy Abood.
Jimmy Abood owns 3 stores, 2 next to each other and 1 across the road. The factory outlet is right next to the main Jimmy Abood. It looks a little oldish, but that's his own. Oh Lord.
But it'll be good to practice on, miss.
Jesus Christ. I hear you.
Miss, I have a question. Welcome.
I went in there, passed all of that straight and went down to the back.
Miss, are you going to teach of costing of fabric? Of curtain? Sorry. Costing of
Okay,
curtains.
I guess once we have time, it's not only modules, but if we have time, okay? Okay, so my try
Okay, thank you.
No questions. Right. So you have this part so far, okay? So remember the extra. Let me get here. All right, you have the extra. This is the header. This is where the pipe going into. But this is just one. So what we're going to do now, you find the middle, open, keep your hand on the middle, and open here and pin. Again, let me do it slowly. So you have this here, right? This is just one. This is just one. All right. You find the middle. This is the middle. You open it out. You know the thing on Sesame Street is that is go does look so? Right? And you pin. That was just a side joke. Sorry, y'all. I was supposed to be laughing. Right? And you pin. And again, you're going to stitch on the same line again. So I have a spacing of 3 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to stitch because of time, because it is 14 minutes to the hour, right? I just want to finish this one. So I got 3 3/4. This end here, let me get the middle again. Middle, and you pin just under. Here you pin again. And you're going to run a stitch in the middle. Okay. So now it looks like this. Okay. Let me just turn this and show you. The camera is frozen. Shall I just tilt it up a little bit, please, so they can see a little bit. Right. So you see, right? Okay. And the head is over on this side. All right. So I'm going to run a stitch. I'm going to turn it over and run a stitch. Don't ask questions. All right, I'm going to run a stitch on the stitches I already made. Okay? Nice. Okay, let me show you there. All right, be careful with your pins. I'm stitching right where I stitched before. All right, so hold it down. There. Right. Right, on the same stitch again. Now this can do a 3. You can do this in 3, but it will mean you'll probably have to add probably more than an extra yard or more than a half yard. Right? You can do 3. People ask me already. You can't put 3 ruffles, and I've done it before. I'm showing you the basic one with 2. Right? I'm stitching right on the same stitch. Right? You take out your pin, remove your pin. Ooh, I mashed up my own camera. Oh my Lord. Maybe be okay. Yes, I'm seeing, so come up.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh my God, that's the vibration. I'm sorry about that. That's the vibration in the sewing machine. By the time he comes back on, let me turn on my own in the meantime. Okay. Hold on. Right. So I'm finished with it. This is right. Let's see if I can. It's cool. So you just so your head. You have two spaces here. Okay. Right. So this is the one rod. Right. Because of the vibration.
Would we be able to see you share your, would you be able to share your screen? You're seeing something else. I'm not.
You're breaking up. Whoever is breaking up. Okay?
Okay.
Right. And this is the last one here.
Miss, we are not seeing anything. We are seeing towels.
That's because Shahida
also.
your camera still on. But my camera will find me. Spotlight me.
Yes, sorry, bro.
Okay. Shai was fixing the camera. Okay. So this is it here. This is beautiful. Okay. Right. So this is how it looks. I'm frozen again. Go camera. Just a second. Okay, so this is it here, play boring. So we put it on. Okay. This is my Justin. I don't care. I buy fabric and do it in abundance because we have small it is. Right. Do this and do this by just like said, or you could go like girls said, and buy cheap fabric and make it on your curtain. Okay. So now let's see three pairs before 6 or 8 minutes. I'm asking 2 questions.
Yes, excuse. We're not hearing anything. It's breaking up.
Yeah. It mash up.
No, they mash up. I just have that.
Yeah, that's it there. A second, right? Right. Are you all hearing me better now? And seeing me better now?
Yes,
It's hearing, but not seeing.
You sure?
It's not seeing. All I see is your logo. Okay, now see it.
Now see it.
Right, so we did balance, not three balance, three headers. Three headers that you could turn your everyday curtains into something wow. Okay? And that's it for panels. On Thursday, we're going to be doing shower curtains. I can't remember what material I told you all to buy, but we're going to do shower curtains, okay?
Miss, we have to do all these headers for Thursday.
No.
Okay.
No. It would be nice though, but
That's how much you have to do for class.
Listen, I'm not forcing the issue. All right, I taught you more than three headers, because if you think of it, the tabs, I showed you 3 different tabs. The corded and this ruffle balance. Header, sorry. Right, so you take your time and do it. So next Tuesday, to see something. But I do 3 in 2 hours.
Miss, can we do miniatures of it? Or do they have to be full length?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do miniatures.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. 5 minutes to go.
Together.
You want to talk say again?
Together to get. I was wondering if you could join two pieces of, if you could join 2 pieces of sheer fabric together to make the curtain there.
For this last one? For this last one?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay then. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Like if you get cheap fabric, you buy it up and join them.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so last question. It's still 5 to 5? Right. 4 minutes to 6.
Good afternoon.
Last question.
Can I see the second piece you did with the full length curtain hang up, please?
You couldn't? Remember, I didn't get my thread, it tried to embarrass me, man.
No, the full length of it, how it looks with the header.
Oh boy, I didn't get to finish the end.
That's
so,
okay, miss.
Lord, a little easy, you know. How it looks with the panel. It looks like a panel with what? All right, just a second. Let me get it in. This also you could join to make it as wide as you want. All right. You see, because the cord. All right, this is it here. It's not very wide either. Just a second.
Hi, Miss. While you're doing that, can I ask you a question? Shireen. Shireen here. If you have pelmets, could you drop? If you have pelmets, could you drop it lower for the pattern to be seen?
For which one?
Well, any of
All of
those.
them?
Any of those, yeah. Because the pelmet would be blocking the patterns.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, you want to drop it a little lower. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. Oh, you can't do it. All right, so let's make it a makeshift something here so that it will sit properly. Next. All right, so this one is again is a short panel, and it looks best on the wall. When you put it on the wall, you get it to stand up how you want. This is a short piece, it wouldn't be as full as the other one. Right? This was just, I think, 45 inches wide. So you can imagine doing this on sheeting 90 inches wide. How much curls you're going to get? I do this a lot with kitchen curtains, and I buy like 3 yards and use the whole 3 yards, and still sometimes I join another piece to give it more full, to get it more full. I think the polka dot that I used there was 3 yards wide. All right, so somebody wanted to see the panel? Right? Yeah?
Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. So it's 1 minute to 6. Ladies, have a good evening. This was a nice class. I enjoyed showing you all this. I hope that you all enjoyed the 3 headers that I showed you all and would use it in future. Like I said, it's nice. It's a nice change for when you take on your fancy balance and stuff. This is like an everyday curtain. Okay? So have a good evening. I'll see you all on Tuesday.
Miss. Bye-bye.
Bye, miss.
Bye.
Bye, miss.